Hey guys, I'm sorry I haven't been around very much. I just wanted to update everyone real quick. I had my eye removed on August 23rd, and I'll get into my life story at some point. I'll do how some YouTubers do the draw my life thing. I'll do that at some point. But at the moment, I'm going to update you on the eye operation. That was the main reason why I had to give up on my channel for a while until I got that situated, because I was dealing with glaucoma and I couldn't keep up. But anyway, August 23rd, I had my eye surgery, and I'm doing pretty well right now. I still have to take muscle relaxers right now because my eye still spasms. I'll get to that in a minute. So, I mean, there's that, but I'm off hardcore painkillers. Thank God. I don't like painkillers. What they do to me. They make me feel weird. I'm off practically everything else. I still have to take an antibiotic, but I'm off of all that good kind of stuff. So, before the surgery went really well. You know, when you go in and they start your IV and you talk to the nurses and you answer questions, you answer endless repetitive questions, which annoys the living you-know-what out of me, but whatever. So, that went well, and the nurses, there were two of them one was training the other one, so the one that was more experienced set the IV, and the one that was being trained kind of helped me through it by letting me hold her hand. I'm a needle phobic, so as a needle phobic, I don't do well when it comes to needles, obviously, so I need support, and she was willing to support me, and, obviously my parents were there, and they helped me through it. If there hadn't have been another nurse there, I have a feeling one of my parents would have been like, okay, you can squeeze my hand, but that nurse offered, and we accepted. So, I was supposed to be operated on at 8:45, I believe, and I didn't get in there, though, until about 9:30, and the surgery, I think, now I could be totally wrong on this, but I think it was like an hour, or it was supposed to be an hour, and it was a little longer because of the scar tissue and all that good kind of stuff that they had to cut through, and because I had surgery as a baby, and the buckle that was set to keep my retina attached. Again, I'll get into all of that at some point, but to keep my retina attached, my body was growing around it. So basically what was happening was my body was, I guess, kind of encasing the buckle. So they had to do all of that. They had to cut all that out and everything. And I'm still having muscle problems because of it, but it'll heal in time. It's just going to take a while. So anyway, we had the surgery. I went to recovery. And this is where things started going downhill. 2 hours after surgery. Okay, remember, they done all that stuff to me. They had to cut all that out, and do all that kind of stuff. 2 hours after surgery, I was released. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but this nurse did not follow protocol, in my opinion. She did not ask if I could urinate. She did not check my vitals. She did not make sure that I could hold much down. Like, she did the graham crackers, I think it was, but it was, I said, oh, I'm nauseated, and she didn't do anything to really help. She just said, okay, we're going to not eat anymore. And she was really cold toward my parents and I. So, anyways, 2 hours after surgery, they released me, without her checking to make sure I could urinate and everything else. The only thing she done was check my temperature, and she's like, okay, goodbye, you're gone. So, what really made me mad with her is that she was rude to my parents. My parents have been amazing through this whole situation. They've taken care of me through the surgery, and Mom's been there to help me keep track of meds that I'm on, and because there's a bunch of medications. When you go through something like this, you got your painkiller to help, with the pain. You have 2 antibiotics, okay? One antibiotic goes in the eye. It's an ointment. Another one you take via mouth. Okay, so you got 2 antibiotics there. In my case, now I don't know how it would be in anyone else's case, but in my case, I had a muscle relaxer. Okay, so there's the 2 antibiotics, the painkiller, and the muscle relaxer, and you got to keep up with all of that. When you're hurting and you're sick and you don't feel like fooling with stuff, that's very hard to do. So it's better to have somebody there for you who can write it down and say, okay, you took it at this time, this time, this time, this time. So yeah, but back to my story. We left. We went up to Walmart to get some stuff to eat because we weren't going to go eat in a restaurant. We were staying in a hotel at this point. So, because where I am located, it's kind of far from the hospital that did it. And we didn't feel comfortable coming home. We'd done that, I think it was 2012. Yeah, 2012 when my left eye was removed. And that put a little more strain on me. So we decided just to stay there the night before and the night after. So anyway, we went to Walmart to get some stuff to eat. Sorry about that. My phone rang and I had to pause it. Anyway, I don't even know where I was at. Okay, we went up to Walmart to get some stuff. And I sat in the car with my mom while my dad went in to get some stuff because they was like, well, we don't want to really have to... I mean, they would have if I would have wanted to, but I didn't want to, for one, and they didn't want to worry about dragging me into a store with not feeling good, So, I mean, if I would have said I want to go in, she would have been like, okay, let's go, But anyway, we went up to Walmart and got our stuff. Then, I'm trying to remember how it all went, like the order, because it's kind of hazy. Then we went to Starbucks to get some coffee. Because I've always wanted Starbucks. I've always wanted to try it. And I don't have a Starbucks where I live. So they have it in Morgantown. So I went there and we got Starbucks. When we got to Starbucks, my dad went in again to get the stuff. And a cramp hit me. Kind of like a leg cramp. Except it's in your eye. Now, think about that for a moment. If you can think about it without cringing, because, yeah. So my eye started cramping really bad, and I'm begging Mom, do something, make it stop, because I don't have a very good pain tolerance as it is. So Mom got out of the car and went in and asked for ice, to which they said, Mom asked for a bag of ice, and they said, we don't have bags. Mom's like, well, can I have a cup of it? Because my daughter had eye surgery, and her eye is cramping, and, I need this. And so they hurried up, gave her a cup of ice. Mom came out and handed it to me and told me, instructed me, put it on your face, don't put it on the eye itself. Because, for those of you who are wondering, with the prosthetic, when you get your eye removed, they put on this thing called a pressure patch. Okay? So basically what that means is, it keeps the swelling down. It keeps it from bleeding. Keep it, just in case it does start to bleed, it'll keep it from happening. And that was very miserable because it's really tight against your eye. So you had your eye removed and all that. Then you have this big patch over your right eye, which is the one I had removed. And so, yeah, it was really painful. And it can't take it off. You cannot take it off. Technically you could, because it's just taped on, but they say no, don't take it off. So anyways, we went back to the hospital because it was to the point where I was like crying. It was hurting so bad, and I was hurting because I was crying because I was hurting, and then I was hurting because I was crying. So anyway, we went back to the hospital. They said we had to go to the ER. We went to the ER, and this nurse comes out. I guess, Dad went in and told somebody what was up. This nurse came out, grabs the wheelchair, and just takes off kind of running kind of fast with me, and my mom has heart trouble and everything. And my dad had, went and told them and then came back and took the car to get parked. So he wasn't with us. So Mom was trying to keep up with us because the nurse was walking kind of fast, which I can understand why she would be, because they don't know if I'm bleeding. They don't know what the deal is. But Mom was afraid to stay back because she was helping carry my purse and everything. And I had, just in case I had stuff in it that they needed or whatever. So she couldn't make it all the way, and the nurse said, okay, well, we got to wait for the elevator. So we, got on the elevator and everything. And that was rough on me. And I just remembered something, so I'm gonna have to, at the end of this, I'll tell you what happened with that nurse in the recovery room. I kind of forgot until just now. Anyway, they gave me, I think it was morphine, Flixeril, and Zofran for nausea, because I got nausea after the morphine and Flixeril. They gave me all that on an empty stomach. So, by the way, morphine burns. Jeez. Anyway, so they got the pain under control, and Mom's like, we gotta go. We gotta get her prescription filled and everything. And the pharmacy was closing at the hospital because she had tried to go down there and get it filled. And he's like, well, I can't give it to you because you're going back to the ER. And I have a feeling that she's not going to be out of there for a while. So they decided to go somewhere else. We decided to go somewhere else. But anyway, so all that was, done or whatever. Then we went to go to Walgreens to get my prescription filled. Now, I'm going to say right now, not all Walgreens are probably like this. The Walgreens in the town where I live is pretty decent. They're willing to help you out and everything. The Walgreens in Morgantown, however, refused my prescription. Now keep in mind, guys, I just had eye surgery. They refused my prescription for my pain medication. And, Mom was like, what do I, what? And they were like, well, you have to get it at your pharmacy. And Mom said, well, we're not going home tonight. We're staying in a hotel. Well, then you'll have to get it tomorrow. Mom's like, yeah, right, And she took the paper and we left and had to go clear back up to Walmart, which is on top of a bumpy hill. So there's that. And then I got sick in Walmart because of all the stress and crap they put me under. So anyway, we got out of Walmart and we went to McDonald's to eat. And Mom goes, let's call Walgreens in my hometown and see what they think about this situation. So Mom calls them and they're like, well, why would they refuse to cancel it or refuse to fill it? That makes no sense to us. So we called the Walgreens in Morgantown to kind of confront them. And the lady said, I kid you not, oh, the reason why we didn't fill it is because she's had several narcotics in the past. Okay, the only narcotic I have is for migraines because I have chronic migraines. That's the only narcotic I have. I do not like taking narcotic drugs because of the side effects. I mean, they make you tired. They make you feel kind of like blah, like they make you, at least with me, it makes me feel like I'm floating. I don't like it. So I don't take them as much. I don't like to, but this person basically called me a pillhead. Okay? This person basically accused me of being a pillhead. How wrong is that? That I just had eye surgery and yet I'm being accused of being a pillhead. I mean, I understand the opioid epidemic here in West Virginia, but why accuse somebody who's actually innocent of that? I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I understand you have to be cautious. I get it. But don't just outright accuse somebody of something if it's not true. Don't, for God's sake, don't act like everybody that comes in wanting pain meds are pillheads or are, addicts, because we're not. Not everybody's an addict, people. So anyway, we got all that done, and at the end, we went to the hotel and ate and everything, and Now I'm home and I'm pretty much recovering, but it's been crazy. But I'm sorry like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been able to update you guys in forever, but I just haven't been feeling well. And I'm going to back up a little bit because I forgot this part, but in the emergency room, before we left, the nurse told my parents, okay, you guys, she told my dad, you go get the car, and we will, you go get the car, and your wife can go down with your daughter. And mom's like, what? Because usually a nurse does this. And dad's like, well, I can't. I gotta help my wife because my mom has what's called Meniere's disease. And I'll explain that later. And she has heart trouble. So she can walk the steps if I think she can walk up them, but she can't walk down them, I think. Or is it, no, she can't walk up them, I think. I might be totally wrong on that. But the nurse was like, go get the car, and Dad was trying to explain it. And Mom's like, why don't you get the bags, take the bags down to the car, and then, pull around, and then, we'll come down with, you can come back up and help us. That nurse literally turned around and said, don't you dare leave. You stay here. You're all three going together. Excuse me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So Mom's like, you don't get it, do you? She got kind of lippy, which I don't blame her at all. I would too. So Mom's like, I have health problems. I can't do that. And finally the nurse, I guess, figured, well, better help her than start a scene. So that's basically what happened. I don't know if this nurse was having a bad day. I don't know if, maybe she was upset over something. I don't know, but she just wasn't right. She was really cold toward me. Anyway, I think that's about it for the update. I will probably be back performing. I'd like to wait a little bit longer just to make sure that everything's going to be fine. But I will say that, it's great to know that I have subscribers. I have 59 subscribers now. I never dreamed I'd get this high, honestly. But I really appreciate you guys, and I hope that you guys know that I will always value you guys as fans, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you call it fans, but I do. But anyhow, I hope to talk to you guys soon. God bless. See ya.